Hello everyone, it's Yogi here. Salutation from London. I hope you're well. It's about 8:30 p.m. over here in this sleepy little town, London, and I hope you've been having a great day. So today, I'm going to give some love to this piece. I hadn't worked on this piece for a little while. So this is from one of our favorites artists, Amy Stewart, and this piece is called Little Cake House, and it's a Max Colors. So this is one of the maybe two Max Color pieces that I have, and let me just quickly show you the full markup, the full glory of the piece. Absolutely beautiful. It's got so much going on, and this is definitely one of my dream cake shops. And so with this piece, I'm starting from upper left and working downward diagonally, like a good girl-ish, currently it's not strictly diagonal, but you know what it's like. So just to show you how far I am with this piece right now, I took a picture before I framed the fabric. So there you go. I am coming from upper left and I try to keep it diagonal, but currently I'm using this app called Saga, so I'm kind of working block by block. So it's creating more of a rectangular type of shape. So this is where I am right now. And in terms of the the progression here, let me just show you right here on my Saga cross stitch saga, that's called, the app is called. Some of you might not know about it. We can talk a little bit about it later on. So if you look at the upper left where it says progress, I'm currently close to 14. Maybe not so close, but I'm over 13.5, which is no small feat for me. This piece I've been working on maybe close to 2.5 years, something like that. And I absolutely love it. So today I'm going to start using this feature called Sprint, which will create a little counter for me just for this session. So just for fun, we can see how far I go. Oh, where is it go? Oh, there you go. So it will start counting my stitches and then track the time, roughly. So I'll reveal to you how much I have done today. And so you can see today I'm going to focus on the right end of this piece here, based on the stitch area. So there's a little bit of sort of ceiling section there that I've been kind of going back and forth, filling in a little bit, and just so I don't get fatigued, just over here. But today I'm going to move to a part that's more fun. Okay, so this is how I work. I like to move around the piece and just make sure that I'm not sort of bored or fatigued with the color groups, etc. So today, let me just highlight the area. This is the area I'm going to be working from. It doesn't look like a lot, but if you count the blocks, 8, nearly 9 blocks here. So I'm going to take advantage of this app's kind of features. It supports the stitching method. You're able to go from minimum to maximum or maximum to minimum based on the counts of stitch count of each color. So it's a really fun way of working. I've been dipping in and out of this method. So I'm going from minimum to maximum, and this is the area I'm going to be working from. It's so beautiful. It's full of different colors, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that's where I am right now. Let me just quickly switch back and see who we have got here on the chat today. Lorraine, hello, welcome back. She says, hi everyone, another day, yay. Today though, hubby and the dogs are all taking nap. Wonderful. That means I should have a couple of uninterrupted hours of stitching. What a blessing. What a blessing. Oh, I'm so glad you're spending this time with me. Welcome. And Nikki's here. She says Fran and chat. And so say hello to Nikki. And Gritty is here as well. She says, hi everyone. Lisa is here. Rose is here as well. Welcome back. And John as well. Susan C. She says, hi everyone. And Tracy D as well. And Sarah. Yes, Sarah is here as well. Welcome. So wonderful to see you guys again. And Steve, of course, Steve is here. I hope your yard work is going well. And Suzanne says, wow, I want to visit that cake shop. Absolutely. This is like, if you ask a 5-year-old version of me and ask me to describe what a, dream cake shop or sweet shop would look like, it would look something like this. Okay, so when I saw this piece, I just totally fell in love head over heel, and I had to stitch it. When I got this piece, I just got my Gecko Rouge piece. If you have seen those streams, it's absolutely massive and epic. But I think I was about 6 months into stitching pretty much, a single project of Gecko Rouge, which is very rare for me. But I got to the point I was a little bit fatigued. I was looking for something different to do. And I saw this piece and I just nosedived into it. Absolutely. And let's have a look. And Susan S is here as well. No, it's Suzanne. Suzanne, I get confused. And Suzanne is here. Of course, she is a weaving teacher. She's our in-house expert on many things. And Susan says, sprint, yogi sounds fast to me. I know, I like to give the impression I'm actually a speed stitcher, but all of you know, that the insiders know, that's not the case at all. And let me just tune in slightly, and maybe I'll just keep the app in view here for you to have a look. If you're not familiar with this app, it might be interesting just to see how I track the stitches. And we can talk a little bit more about this wonderful app as well. Many of you maybe will be interested to try. And so this is the ceiling area that I dip in and out because the color is not monotone as such, but I tend to get fatigued with kind of plain color area. So today I'm working this around this area, the 9 blocks worth of space here. I'm really looking forward to it. It's got so much going on here. And Patricia as well. Hello. She says, good morning, everyone. 5:30 in Australia. No kidding. Yes. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. And Heather is here as well. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I know it's happy every day, isn't it? Fantastic. I even got my little elf needle minder out. It's fully, it's summer Christmas. It's the half-year Christmas for me. And my cake, of course, very, very apt. And, Patricia says, for 30 years, I did counted stitching. Now I only do pre-printed. Oh, right. Yeah, I think Gritty and a couple of others, they are doing those stamped type of, let me just move it down here, type of, I want this little cake to be seen because it's so cute. And that type of stitching as well. It's a nice variation for stitches, isn't it? I think everything is worth a try at least once, I would think. And so now I'm going to go from the least number of color in terms of stitches and go upwards. And this is such a fun way of doing it. It feels like you're just getting faster and faster because you don't have to switch colors anymore. And by the way, this is 25 count DMC fabric. As you can see, it's pre-gridded, which helps a lot. And I'm using a 28 number needle from John James, mostly blended in with some DMC there, here and there. There. So who is my first victim here? It's so good to see you guys here. So 437. So I'm doing 1/1 single strand. So one full cross, 437, 437. So I'm using my needle board with DMC based project as well. Some of you may have seen my needle parking system here. So it's on my right side. I can reach out to and grab any needle, any color that has got a needle already attached to it. Very, very handy. So I'm going to start from the right hand side there. I think this is the closest I can zoom in. And by the way, I'm streaming, if you don't know already, I'm streaming in 4K. So if you're lucky enough to stay home, you know, and have doing a spot of stitching, or maybe watching from a big screen on TV, make sure it's tuned into the 4K. I think the TV will just tune in automatically. But if you on your mobile devices or desktop, then make sure you turn on the 4K. And obviously, if you're out and about, maybe not, because it consumes your mobile data, okay? But if you're nice and comfy at home, then turn on the 4K and enjoy every stitch here. And let me see, I've got that one in already. I think that's the one. I think the last session I may have stitched them. That's okay. I think these ones have been done, but I forgot to mark them. So I'm going to just quickly tuck this thread in. I'm warming up, guys. Warming up. And Natalia is here as well. Natalia, welcome. Our potato ambassador. Well, she knows what that means. 437. 437. It's so wonderful to sit down after a busy day. Just, yes, drinking my peppermint tea and stitch with you. There's nothing better. Taking a sip of my peppermint tea. So soothing. And, oh, Suzanne says, I'm having a crappy stitching day. There's no such a thing, Suzanne. She says, I found counting errors. My studio coffee sampler, and gave 25 count a go again, and it failed me again. Well, it's okay. Just if there's any error, normally I just stitch over it. No one will know. No one will know. If you don't tell, you know, it's a secret. It's a secret. And the next color. Here we go. So I'm currently at 2 stitches per color. So there's always a sort of anticipation on when you're going to move up a number or two. 648, 648. I need a new thread here for 648. My massive organizer here. 648. Look away, Joy's. It's so untidy comparing to Joy's version, but this is how I roll. I think this color might need a little bit of a top up here. Very soon. I've got a few strands left, so I'm good for now. And Adventures of Stitching is here too. She says, I'm starting a big project today. Didn't have much done, thank goodness. Which piece are you working on? Are you able to share, or is this some sort of a secret thing? So Adventures of Stitching is also a floss tuber, so check out her channel. She does Whip Parade and all sorts of wonderful things. Definitely give her channel a little looky. Starting with this very pale color. You know, this color is one of the type of colors that sometimes when I'm stitching with pre-gridded fabrics like this, these little grain lines, do they not look like they're already been stitched? I very often make mistakes in thinking an unstitched area is already stitched because of those borders. So you can't win, you know, you win some, you lose some. You have these guys that's very reassuring, but sometimes can mislead your eyes, at least my eyes, okay? So one over here, I'm traveling slightly further than usual, but I'm okay with it because it's unstitched area. I'm okay with that. So, and I'm going to tuck in, do a tuck in method. With full cross, this is what I tend to do. Just tuck in the stitch area. See, you can barely see the stitches when it comes to white and gray. Very tricky, at least for my eyes. And when they pop it back, 6, 4, 8, and let me know what you're working on today. I need to know everything. 6, 4, 8, and what you're drinking, okay? Drinks are very important when it comes to stitching. It's part of the experience. 4, 3, 6, 4, 8. I need to know what you're drinking. Let's see. Oh, Adventure says she's gridding right now, and it's called California Dream, California Dreaming by Jeff Haney. Is that correct? Oh, that sounds very interesting. Is it a massive piece? Very, very nice. I mean, how exciting is it to prepare for a new project? Some of us are getting ready to stitch the sweet shop from Heaven and Earth on Saturday together. We're going to put in the first stitch together. No one's cheating, okay? So the next color is 3733. This is better. It's a nice pink here. 3733. 3733. Here we go. This one should be quite visible for me for a change. For a change. And let's have a look. Only 2 stitches still. Oh yeah, these 2. No, I start from the far right. That's better. So each day I like to stitch in a different way. Yesterday I gave typewriter method a go and I loved it. I think I'm going to keep going and maybe even try the method on other pieces. I'm looking for the candidate. And I think typewriter is a really fun way of working. I think it's probably even more fun if you're starting from the top of the project. You know, if you start from the middle, you could do page by page. But I think it's particularly fun if you're doing from the top, the first row of your project. And it's a little bit faster as well. So yesterday I managed maybe not quite 300, maybe 260 something, which is a very good day for me. Very good day for me. My average is about 200 or slightly below. So that was a pretty good go. 3733. If you haven't watched it, look for today. We're on live stream 51. So it's live stream 50 if you want to look at what the typewriter method looks like. 3733. 3733. Beautiful. Hey, Joyce is there. Joyce, I miss you. And Joyce says bedtime story. Say hello to Joyce. And oh, cinnamon and mint tea. Very nice. I'll look up that flavor because I've never seen that combination before, but it seems to be Joyce's favorite. And if it's Joyce likes it, you know, it's worth a try. And next here, let's have a look. These ones are done very quick. Oh, I'm moving up to 3 stitches per color now. Well, hey, things are looking up. 915, 915, 915. And there are times, you know, you're kind of in the mood to work in plain color area, so you can keep stitching the same colors, you know, before having to switch. But some days, you know, you like the varieties of different colors, and today is one of those days, particularly with a piece like this. I'm craving for those cozy colors. This is such a sweet piece. I'll put this pattern up there with the sweet shop. You know, there's something about it. It's like having a big hug when you're stitching it. It's like, oh, feels safe and cozy. Everything's pretty and beautiful and delicious. There, one more here. So this is sort of a 6 blocks to now it's about 9 blocks in total. It's kind of my comfort zone for 25 counts anyway. Anything bigger than that, which I have tried, I didn't fare very well. I just started to get lost. And I think this piece helps because it's pre-gridded. If it was gridded by myself, maybe it's a little bit more risky. Pre-gridded, you just have that peace of mind that even if you count one stitch wrong, you have the borders as reference. You know they're accurate. So 915, 915. Oh, Nikki says, I like it when you show pattern markup program. Yes, I wish I could do the same with Markup RXP and Pattern Keeper as well, but they are on my Android device. The Android, because I got a very cheap model. I got from Amazon Fire. This particular model does not mirror. So in order to mirror, I think there's some ways to bypass it, but I'll have to get like additional gadgets in order to do that. Otherwise, I agree with you. I like to see how the stitcher works by looking at their pattern keepers or any app they're tracking. Absolutely. But hopefully, maybe I'll upgrade my tablet at some point and I'll upgrade to a version that actually have mirror. I mean, with iPad, it's so easy. With this one, I just plug it in, you know, it works. Not with my my Amazon Fire. But I agree with you. I agree with you. And A13, next color. I'm still on 3 stitches. It's so fast. To A13. Not fast as in fast stitching. Just to clarify, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. It's like slow stitch yogi is getting fast. Oh, no chance. No chance of that. Not gonna happen anytime soon. Fast for me is like being able to hit 300 stitches, maybe once or twice a month. That's very good. So it's a beautiful blue here. Oh, I'm loving this piece so much. And particularly yesterday, I was working on 14 counts. So 25 counts just feels so delicate. It's a totally different kind of stitching experience. And that's so great about variations of fabric counts, flaws, stitching methods. You have endless combination of things. And that's what is making stitching so fun to do. Oh, River is here as well. River, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I think it's a good afternoon there, where River is, if I remember correctly. And Suzanne says, I'm frogging, and again drinking bubble water, fizzy water. Wonderful. Frogging, frogging. I cannot say it's one way or the other in terms of fun factors. It may be therapeutic because you get to start again, you know, you're fixing things. That might be therapeutic. Or not. A13. I think if there's a really large area that's kind of stitched the wrong color or wrong location, maybe it's worth doing it. Because you just feel better about it. But if it's just a couple of stitches, oh, no, it's not worth it. Just stitch over them. And now, oh, okay, still 3 stitches. I'm getting too excited. 794, 794. And I'm trying to look at the right number. Remember last time I talked about, I keep looking at the number. You know, I figured out what it is I'm doing. I figured out why I keep looking at the wrong number. So a few sessions ago, the last time I worked on this piece, I think, I kept getting the wrong thread number by looking at that. If you look at the top row of the app, there are 3 numbers, right? The one on the left bold, nice and big, that's supposed to be the thread number. But for some reason, I keep looking at the one on the right, slightly fainted, let's say 508, and picking up the wrong thread. Now I know why that is, other than the fact that there's a lot of information there, because 3 is basically the remaining stitches that is there for this color within this block, this area that I defined, okay? But on the right is the remaining stitches of the entire piece. So for this number, this thread number color, there are 508 stitches. First of all, I don't really need that number right now. I know Pattern Keeper has it, but it doesn't have, I'm trying to think. Pattern Keeper only has a thread number and the ones remaining. Okay, so that's nice and clear. But I know why now. I keep looking at 508 instead of the bold number. I think it's because of this radio button on the right here. Because basically they're showing the swatches twice. So on the left, the circle, the swatch shows the color. But again, they show it one more time, which is even bigger on the right. So my eyes just go to the big radio button on the right and then refer to the color on the left there. And I think that's why. So there may be I don't know whether they've done any kind of user research. I don't know how many people suffer the same thing I do. Maybe I'm one off, then I'm the edge case. They should ignore me. But if it happens to a lot of people, maybe they need to revise that design, because they don't need to show the same information twice, I don't think. So that causes the confusion. So now I'm going to try to make sure I look at the right number. 794, 794. 794. And Adventure says it's 700 by 500. That's biggish. That's quite big. It's bigger than the regular Heaven and Earth, right? regular heaven and earth, it's about, it could be 500, 600 something by about 300. I don't know, am I correct? And Sarah says she's working on Monarch of the Glen. She's been working on that piece for a little while and making great progress. And she's drinking Diet Dr. Pepper. Oh my goodness. I can't drink Dr. Pepper. I think some people might have issues with it's got very unique taste. But good for you, good for you. Let's see. River is here. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. And oh, Gritty says been busy with short flowers. And Susan, let's see. And Gritty is waiting for her Gecko Rouge project. She decided to go for the piece I'm working on by Colin Thompson. It's a massive piece. She's gonna love it. I'm so happy you got it. And the delivery day will come anytime soon. She's not far from the UK, so it shouldn't take long. One more stitch here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 here. So in the beginning with this method, when there are a lot of kind of loose stitches here, as you build up the stitch counts, it's worth to be a little bit mindful, because these loose stitches, you know, it's more likely to be, you know, if you're going to make mistake, it will probably in the beginning stage. Once you start to build up higher number of stitch counts, you've got more stitches to reference from. Whereas at the moment, you know, it's still quite sparse here. But you will get, each area will get easier and easier in theory. And then you'll get faster. Oh, I'm trying to tease this one out. There you go. This one down, 794. 794. Move on to the next one. 3774. 3774. I need a new thread here. Three, 7, 7, 4, 7. Oh, 3776. It's good I double checked to see. And is this one? Joyce, don't judge me, okay? It's working for me right now. I like it nice and messy. Oh, Leslie's here as well. Hello. She says, work on River Walk charm. 81%. My goodness. No, 81.56%. That's very important. Every digit counts. And enjoy some blueberry pomegranate juice. That sounds nice and refreshing. That sounds amazing. Is it fizzy or is it still? It sounds really nice if it's fizzy as well. And Adventure says, yes, 80%, amazing. And Adventure also posted her project in a group. someone remind me in about 15 minutes. Let's have a little look on the Facebook, see what everybody's working on. My God, there's some beautiful pieces. And some people stitch really fast as usual, okay? No names, Vicky, Nikki. Oh my God. You know what Nikki said? So Nikki's stitching on the piece that I'm stitching on involves kitchen cupboard, okay? We can look at that in a bit on our Facebook group. And if you'd like to join, I will post the link briefly. And the link is also in the description of this stream anyway, so you can have a look. Otherwise, I'll post in the chat. She's making a lot of amazing progress there. Amazing progress there. Utterly shocking. So we will have a look in a bit. And if there's any piece you like us to look at together, you can post them now, and we can just have a little appreciation moment session with everybody's work. So 3 stitches still around here. Tease this bit out. You know, the first time when I saw a stitcher doing this, I was like, why are you scratching the bottom of the fabric? And it turned out that they're doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Just trying to tease the tail end that's tucked kind of at the edge of the fabric, and just barely poking out of the surface, and they're trying to tease it out, tease it down. 3776. 3776. There you go. Pop it back. And let's have a little look here. Oh, Lakika. Is that correct? She says hello. I'm presuming it's a she. If it's a you know, if you're a gentleman, let me know. This is my first time here watching your stitch with me. Thank you for doing this. So I have someone to stitch. Exactly? This is what it's about. You know, when I first start sort of stitching this way, I was looking everywhere for stitch with me. Some with music, some with background sounds, some with talks. And I try them all, and it doesn't matter what it is. I have my own preferences, but at the same time, I appreciate every single person that creating those sessions. Who would have known, you know, that would be such thing as virtual stitching companion? And I'm not virtual, I'm real. I'm just on YouTube. I'm right here. I'm not AI, okay? Just in case you're wondering, if I was AI, I would have stitched like 3,000 stitches a day, okay? But I'm not. So it proves to you I'm a living, breathing person. 779. 779. 779. You know, if I was AI, I would have stitched a lot faster. Let's have a look here. So now, still on 3 stitches. And pull this one in. So welcome to the channel. 1. And by stitching here with you, all of you are my companion as well, my stitching buddies. How good is that? And let me come and bring it over here. Yeah, it's 4 p.m. where River is, I remember. Heather Johnson says, hello, another Heather. I know we have multiple Tracy's, we have multiple Heather, we have multiple Carlas. So thank you for the surname as well, or at least another bits that we can tell them apart. Leslie says, River Walk Charm was the first hate I paired. Right. And she says, I didn't know what I was doing and selecting max colors. I've been working on it since March 2021. I'm committed to finishing it. What a way to start. With a bang, with a bang. You know, the first one I picked up, it was one of the quote room by, I've got many pieces with quote room, kind of crop room themes, but this one I'm stitching on the stream as well. It's from by Caro Marchetti, and it was a mini though. It was a mini, and I started from there. So this one, let me double check, and there you go. But max color, well, at least you didn't go super size, you know. That would have been even more spectacular, but really well done. But then because you're starting off with such a high level piece, everything else is going to be easy, right? Mini for you is like a breeze now. 779. 779. Let's have a look, move on to the next color. Beautiful. And Leikika asks, are there stitch with me? There are stitch with me every day. Is that a question? Are you asking, am I doing it every day? Yes, currently we're doing every day. So Mondays, occasionally I might take a day off, depends on my work schedule. But otherwise, yes, I'm here with you every day because I stitch every day. So let's stitch together, right? So make sure you turn on your notifications, so it will give you, I normally release the scheduled time as you know, ahead if I could, normally about an hour, a couple of hours before, when I know for sure which time I can start, I will release the schedule notification thing. And then if you have if you turn on the notification, then you will get notified. So make sure you do that. But roughly, I'm starting around this time, you know, maybe a couple of hours forward, backwards, but roughly around this time. Because this is the evening in London for me when I get to sit down. 168. 168. And I'm so glad that so many of you can be here with me. It makes me very, very happy. Very, very happy. And Joy says, I think you could need the total of remaining stitches. What if you took your last strand of floss, you've got enough for the selected area, then the total tells you to order more. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I can see that number being relevant. I'm just thinking maybe they can rework the layout a little bit, maybe a little bit distance between them. And maybe, you know, the second swatch is probably not needed. You know what I mean? Because my eyes tend to go to big buttons and colors as human eye goes. So I tend to just straight go to the right, because that number, the totality, total stitch remain number is right next to that big button there, radio button there. So yeah, the number is definitely relevant because we've got that on Pattern Keeper, don't we? And we have no issues. And that's a very good point. One here, teasing this little tail off. And I'm moving down here, kind of far away, over here. And then one more over here, 3 down. It's worth counting, 1, 2, 3. And 3 from the right. 1, 2, 3 here. Let me get this done. I'll try to catch up with the chat. There, I think this strand is getting a little bit short, so I might take it to the retirement center for leftover threads. Yeah, it's quite short now. Bye bye. And Grace is here. Hello, Grace. And oh, Grace is stitching a beautiful piece with me today. Wonderful. Which piece are you working on? Are you working on the same piece? Let me know. And Nikki says, did you buy another chart from the sale? I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you, Nikki. You're in trouble. Okay. So last time with the last sale from Heaven and Earth, I secretly bought a new chart. Okay, and I vaguely mentioned it because I was feeling guilty. I was like, oh, I really shouldn't have another one, and I bought another one, and I kind of left it. I didn't talk about it again until Nikki. I don't need to report it out in one of the streams and go, hey, friend, the other day, you bought this chart, which one is it? So I had to flash it, I had to show, because I'm just, such an honest person. I just have to, I can't hide my secret purchase anymore. And so I did. And see where we end up, Nikki? Now we have another new start. So it was this sweet short piece. Okay, I just have to show it to you. I have to. I'm obligated because it's so beautiful. Let me just turn this one off for a second. And let me show you which one that is. Are you ready, everyone? Ta-da! So this is our new start. This Saturday. Saturday is officially going to be our Amy Stewart Day. So if you have any Amy Stewart pieces you would like to stitch along on Saturday, stitch along, stitch with me, then bring your project here. But they're about, currently, I think there are about 6 of us going to start together. So that's Nikki, me, Rose, and Tracy. And Gritty is going to partially, in spirit, I think she's going to stitch partial, like 1 page or something. I don't think that you're going to be stopping at 1 page, okay? But very good start. And then we have Apple. And then we have one more. Which one is that? I read it through the comments. Let me have a quick look because it's worth mentioning the brave ones. And there's one more heroes going to stitch with me. Yes, it's Carla Hill. I don't know whether Carla is here today. So I think there is going to be 6 of us starting together, and of course we'll work on more. If you're brave enough, you still have time to get your fabric and get your floss ready and be here with us by Saturday. Okay, so there, you know, no pressure, no pressure. The option is there for you. It's up to you. You know what the right things to do. But this time, Nikki, I did not. I resisted. Okay, there is one though. I'm still eyeing, still in my wish list. But I'm thinking I'm gonna hold off for a second, because if I get it, somehow it will find its way to my whips. And you know, as we're starting a new piece here, so I'm trying to exercise a little bit of self-control there. So stop being naughty, Nikki. You've caused enough troubles for everyone. So River says, I'm making thread organizers, just need to add the felt. Yes, I did. Did you glue it? Yes, I did. I use one. I see if I can grab it right now. I just use fabric glue. Get one of these. Get one of these. Let me zoom out a little bit. Fabric glue. And it's really handy because it's got a smaller version, but I'll recommend this one because it's got a pointy tip here. And all you do is you just squeeze, draw a line there, and you don't have to cover like entire felt section. You just need to do the top, the bottom, the bits you want sort of firmly attached. And this will last you forever, fabric group. Okay, that's how I do it. Nice and quick. And let's have a look. And Lisa says, today I'm working on Tequila by Stichovia, but I'm drinking boring ginger ale. Ginger ale is not boring. Ginger ale is ginger ale. You know, is ginger ale fizzy as well or not? The last time I had one was years ago. Yeah, Roxy, I know. Did you not know about it? The hay sale is going to go on. I think it's going to go on for a week. Okay, just in case you can resist today, can you resist tomorrow and the day after, Roxy? You know, think about it. Just surrender to the temptation. And 3445, 3445, 3445. Am I looking the wrong number again? See, I'm doing it again. It's not 3445. It's 168. Stop it, Yogi. 168, 168. I was thankfully there isn't 4665 on the DMC chart, so I knew immediately something was up. 168, 168. 168. We need a new thread. 168. One day I would do it properly. I'll fix my eyes. Or they can fix the app. I don't know. 168. It's a little silver gray. New strand here, and 3 stitches per color right now. Ginger ale is delicious. Yeah, it's quite sweet, isn't it? And Suzanne says, I post my project I'm working on. We're gonna have a appreciation on our face sort of appreciation session in about 10 minutes. Okay, so someone please send me a reminder. We'll do a Facebook appreciation session together. There's so many beautiful pieces. That one is done. That one is also done. What am I doing? Yes, I've already done these ones. So 168, 168. Next one, 754, 754, 754. I do have one threaded. Well, let me take a sip of my tea. Why not? Oh, peppermint tea is the best. Lisa says, I wish we could post pics in the chat. Lisa, have you joined our Facebook group? Let me just post the link to our Facebook group, because that's where everybody is posting their work, to share their work. Let me just post our Facebook link here so you can join here. And let me pin it. So if you post your webs there or whatever you want, and we can have a look together in about 10 minutes. So we have time to do so now, and we can look at them together. The venture is drinking water. Water is the best. Water is the king or queen, I don't know, of all drinks. I love water. I love water. So a couple of stitches over here on the side. See this gray color and the background, sometimes I just mistaken them as being stitched already, so I get a little bit confused. But maybe it's just me. Two stitches here. And one more at the bottom. There, 3 stitches. Beautiful. And there. 754. 754. Susan says, I don't think AI drinks peppermint tea. Exactly. So that's the acid test for you. If you want to test, you know, if someone sounds like AI, talks like AI, which I don't, just ask them, what tea do you drink? If they said peppermint tea, then it's okay. And Greety says coffee maca with ice cubes. Oh, that sounds very refreshing. Woo says good evening all. Hello, say hello to Woo Woo. I love your name. Welcome. And Adria, I'm a bit behind the chat, sorry everyone. And Andrea says hi girls, yes, and one gentleman at least. Okay. His name is Steve, the brave one, hanging out with all the ladies. And Ria as well. Hello, Ria. Nikki says, Fran, have you tried to wrap your hoops with fabric? What do you mean by that? Wrap your hoops with rabbit. Oh, I know what you mean. You mean like the wooden bit? No, I haven't. But you know what? You can get those wrapped. There are versions out there wrapped with fabric. Because in the beginning, I was wondering why would they do that? Is it for decorative effect? But I'm guessing it's to protect the fabric, right? No, I don't. But occasionally, let me show you what I do. Only in selected areas. Sometimes I put like a piece of felt like that. Oops, let me see if I can zoom out a little bit more. I sort of cushion a piece of felt there. I've got tons of felt, so I try to make use of them. And occasionally I will place a piece maybe around the stitch area, but not always. I'm not too disciplined about that. I know some people want to protect the fabric, the stitch area, but I don't. Oh, Grace is working on Little Cake Shop. I'm so happy. Are you doing the max color or regular? Whichever is wonderful, or even mini is wonderful. Someone's stitching the same piece as me makes me very happy. Sija, welcome. She asks, is it the regular size? Yes, this is regular size, but max colors. Okay, so I generally not very drawn to max size, max colors, sorry, super size, because the super size actually the color they use the same color amount of colors as I'm trying to think, as regular max colors. Can you get super size regular colors? I don't think you can. I think super size is automatically max colors, no? Otherwise the colors are going to get very diluted, wouldn't it? I'm not sure. So let me move on to the next color. Oh, I'm moving up to 4 stitches now. Wait, hey, things are looking up. Yeah, Heather, you're right. Paid is not only having a sale, it's going to be doing the sale for multiple days, okay? Just saying. Rose says, I can't wait for Saturday. Same here, same here. I'm gonna have to do the seams for the edges properly with the sewing machine. I'll probably do that on sometime Wednesday or Thursday when I have some time, and I'll get my sewing machine out and do it properly here. 793, 793, 793. I do have one here. Tiny piece here, but should be able to see me through for the 4 stitches. Fingers crossed. So I sometimes just save this little piece because there's so many single stitches everywhere, isn't it, with heaven and earth. So I don't want to waste a single bit if I can possibly help it. These threads are meant to be stitched. This is what they're here for. This is their destiny. I want to help them to achieve their dreams, to be stitched on the piece of work and be there forever. Maybe forever. What is forever? Who knows? But for as long as possible. Two stitches here. One down here, and as you build up more stitches, it gets easier with the pattern spotting because you have more reference points. So this is the beauty of this way of stitching. It just gets more and more fun and easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you move up the counts. I'm going to tuck this in. Imagine if you're doing pin stitch finishing, you're going to end up with a lot of pimples everywhere at this stage, which I don't like. So I'll do a tuck in. Yes. Let's have a look at the chart. Oh, River's working on a piece called Gnome Tinker. Wow, this sounds very Christmassy. Adventure says, referring to the Sal stitching new start together. She says she'll be cheering for us. Yes, we need a bit of support here. emotional support is too exciting. Yes, definitely. Just bring any Amy Stewart work with you and stitch with us. Saturday will be a Amy Stewart day, and for Amy Stewart pieces. And if you haven't got one already, well, time to change that. Time to change that. But of course, you're very welcome to join us with any piece you're stitching. 3607, 3607. You need a new thread. We're going to look at the Facebook in a bit, so post your projects there. 3607. Six oh seven. It's beautiful pink. Yes. Slightly purpley. Oh, here. Oh, Joy says, I looked up post of Sweet Shop on Hey Facebook, but the pictures aren't great. Don't know if the pattern is blurry or the pics. Oh, but if you look at the piece I show, do you mean the mock-ups? If you look at the mock-ups, this is, I think, is generated by Pattern Keeper. I grab a screenshot from. So this is generated based on the regular color. This is not even a max color. So this is not just an illustration. This is generated with the actual stitches composed by Pattern Keeper. It looks pretty good, don't you think? I think the max colors, the supersize, will be even more spectacular if that's even possible. Ria has a lucky wheel to decide what she stitches that day. I'm gonna just do this color and we'll look at the Facebook, okay? Let's have a look. Joy says there's one pic of a supersized max color. That's beautiful, but supersize, yeah, supersize for me is less of a sort of a thing. I don't mind doing it at some point, just as a challenge. But I don't particularly feel a need to stitch something that's just bigger. My Gecko Rouge project is big because there's only one version. It just happened to be big. But otherwise, I'm good with regular size. Very happy with that. Sorry, I'm slightly behind on the chat there. Oh, Rose says no resisting the sell for me. Hey, that's the way we roll. I bought Love Letters Chocolate Shop by Amy Stewart and Arabic Princess by Art Genovia. Wow, gotta have a look at that. Sarah says, I bought Candylicious by Amy Stewart. You know what? I think maybe it was you mentioned on the chat a few times. When I browsed yesterday, when I browsed the Heaven and Earth design, I had a careful look. And I came across that piece. Absolutely beautiful. It's so much fun. I've seen that piece before. I just didn't know what the name was. Yes, great choice. That is kind of, the very signature Amy Stewart color palette and styles as well, which is so much fun. So much fun. I think stitching pieces like that, I just feel like in this Neverland, the wonderland of happiness. Just this one, and we'll have a look at the Facebook group. Have a moment of appreciation of everybody's handiwork. Let me just place this stitch in. There. Why don't we do a little looky on our Facebook? Let me do a refresh on the browser there so we get a latest update. And let me just set it up for you. We can all look at it together. Ooh, I see some stuff happening there. Let's have a look. Browser. Show yourself. There you go. So let's scroll down. So you haven't joined our group already, come join us. And so you get to post your whips and look at everyone else's. How fun is that? Wow, Lisa. Lisa's working on Tequila by, oh, so it's more of a sampler style. How cute. Tequila by Stitch Rovia, sorry. I'm 77.33% done. Congratulations. That's really pretty. So those color variations, how do you create them? Are they actually different colors or using those, you know, the transitional color thingy, whatever it's called? There's a term for those type of threads, but looks like they're just different colors, right? Because they're too uniform. Very, very pretty. Let me give you a little light there. Beautiful. Why don't we enlarge it? Just appreciate it for a moment. There you go. Very, very nice. Very pretty. And moving on, let's see what else we've got here. And this is by Natalia. Oh, beautiful. I love the color of the fabric. And background is charted white. I'm not doing it. So it's 88.52%. So this is partially covered, right? So the background is supposed to show through. Yes, it's great to choose a background color. Wow. So this is so interesting. You're stitching outwards to all directions, and you're parking as you do. Those part threads almost become part of the artwork, don't you think? That looks so beautiful, so surreal. They look like just little tentacles reaching out all directions. That's very, very pretty. Very, very pretty indeed. And let's see what we've got here. Joyce, my goodness. Oh, you made amazing progress. Look at that. This is what Joyce is working on while watching me right now. You can tell it's like holding a newspaper, you know, as a hostage. You say, I'm alive. It's right now. Yes. I'm sure you're not AI either, Joyce. And so, oh, I see you set up now. That's so neat. And this piece is coming along really well, because the last time I looked, I only saw a small part of the quilt. I think this is so cute. And I think Joyce is reaching the final full page there. And then there's a little bit at the bottom, I think. That's what she was referring to as partial pages. That's amazing. So this is a gift for her future grandbaby. He or she's going to be so proud and so happy. Love, love, love. And of course, Natalia, right here for you. There you go. And Shelley as well. Which piece is this? Working on rustic farmstead, 81.59. Amazing. That's so earthy, and so the color palette is so almost autumn. You know, it's got a lot of browns and red. That is so lovely. Yeah, and you're rolling your fabric a little bit like mine. This is how I do it as well. I just tug everything, roll inwards, and tuck the fabric around the frame. Oh, that's so cute, Suzanne. So this is a sampler. I love samplers like this. I have a not sampler, but kind of embroidery piece like this. Once upon a time, kind of in grids, and they're different sort of sampler type. That is so cute. Very nice. And let's look at the progression. It looks quite big though, or maybe your frame is really small. Yeah, what is that, 14 count or 16? Something like that. That is so much fun. Love, love, love. And let's see. Ali. Wow, the color palette. So where are you starting? That's got a block of dark colors. Look at that. Are you starting from, I can't see any black bits. Or are you starting from the middle? Because it's so colorful. Maybe upper left, just where the tree is. You can't tell. Maybe it is. Looks like it. Yeah, upper left. Wow. One step at a time. Amazing. Oh, Suzanne's piece. Suzanne says it's 32 count, 2/2. 32 counts. Okay, so it's about 16, something like that. I can't count. Half. Yes, half of 32 anyway. That's very pretty. That's very pretty. And let's move on. A little love there. Jennifer, yes. Oh, that's so cute as well. I love pieces like this. Oh, that's so lovely. It's partially covered. Is it? Can you even call it partially covered? This is just cross-stitching piece. So I don't know where it's kind of a hard definition of partially covered. That is so whimsical. I love stitching food. I love stitching food and kitchen stuff, period. That's very nice. Lovely, Jennifer, well done. What else have we got? Oh, yeah, there you go. Nikki, very naughty. Okay, so if you've been watching my streams, you will know I'm working on this, oh, hello. Let me know if you can see me properly. I've got a little bit of strange notification from YouTube feedback for my stream, so let me know you can see everything properly. Hopefully you can. And let's just quickly have a look here. So yes, this is Nikki's handiwork. Okay, so I'm working on 25 counts, 2/1, 10 stitches. She's working on 10 stitches as well, but she's working on 32 count, 1/110. So in theory, we're working, even though her fabric count is higher, we're working 10 stitches. Okay, and she's already 12.38%, and she only started this piece not very long ago. So Nikki, you can tell us, but it's really outrageous. She's she's like charging forward so fast. At the moment, I'm kind of still around this top left area, okay, struggling, plodding along, and there she is, going everywhere. So she's doing cross country, I think. I can't cross country with 10 stitches, Nikki, so there's no hope for me. But yeah, you can tell this is, you know, she's showing off her fast stitching. All right, Nikki, I hear you, I see you, okay? And wow, this is a wow for me. Right, so these are the new pieces. So this is Shelley's piece, okay, in full view, so beautiful. Let me just quickly scroll now. This is such a beautiful piece as well from Shelley as well. So go have a look on our group and join. And this is a friendly group that's there for you 24 hours a day. You know, I'm streaming in UK time, but you can tap into our Facebook group whenever you want. Okay, so I posted a link on top of the chat there. You can have a look. Oh man, there we go. So I hope you enjoy that. It's so beautiful. Well done, everyone. And sometimes when people describe what they're stitching, you just go, oh, try to get your head around. Even if you know the pattern, everybody stitched differently, different choices of fabric counts, floss, etc., stitching styles, and even different starting point of the fabric, right? So it just makes everything so interesting. 3607, I'm going to pop it back. 607. 3607 here. So there you go. Everything looks okay. Good. Thank you, Sarah, for the confirmation. You know, YouTube is always trying to scare me by sending me strange messages. Oh, so Heather, I'm just going back the chat a little bit, trying to catch up. Carla says, Carla Rebello, she's from Portugal. She says, hi, Yogi, everyone. Say hello to Carla. I know it's a little bit late. I'm slightly behind, but welcome to the chat. And let me scroll down a little bit. Heather says, you can get supersized without the max color. So does that mean, so without the max color, the regular colors is about 90, okay, ish. And does that mean just stitch a lot more flat colors? I wonder. If anybody's done regular max super size, maybe you could share. I'm sure it's still beautiful. I mean, all of Heaven and Earth design. It's always beautifully charted. 3, 6. Oh, let me see. Move on to the next one. Yay. Next color. 3, 7, 8, 7. 3, 7, 8, 7. There we go. Oh, Nikki says, I like to get my fabric from 1 to 3 stitches because they actually take care of the edges. Really? Like any cut you get, it's already pre-seamed. That's lovely. The only pre-seamed fabric I ever got was from Gecko Rouge. Because normally if you buy sort of, you know, fabric from random places, they just come as they are. And you have to do the rest. That is a very, very nice thing for them to do. It makes a lot of difference. So Grace says, Yogi, I'm working on the little cake shop. I'm trying to catch up the chat a little bit. She's working on a little cake shop, the same piece I'm working on here, and on regular on 20 count. So it's going to be really, really big. All of my projects are either 20 or 22 counts regular, except for dry flower, which is a mini. Wow, so mini is one of the pieces I'm working on as well. It's from Kim Jacobs, along with Amy Stewart. We have Saturdays on Wednesdays to appreciate Kim's design. So Wednesday sell for Kim's project and Saturday for Amy going forward. Okay. But of course, if you're working on either, you're still most welcome. You know, we won't judge. Maybe a little bit. Get a piece of design from Amy Stewart. You won't regret it. It's like stitching dreams, right? Who doesn't want that? Who can say no to dreams, sweet dreams? And color done in no time. 3783. 3783. three. Oh no, it's not three. Yes, it is 3787. Okay, that's why I couldn't find it. Let's have a look. Oh, Gritty asks is I presume it's a question for me regarding seaming the fabric for preparation. Do you zigzag the fabric with the sewing machines? Yes, I think there are different. You can define, because the one I've got has got like a digital panel, slightly fancy there, so you can define the distance of the zigzag. So I picked the one that's relatively loose because there's no need to you know, really do it so tight. So I can't remember what distance, but yes, I do zigzag, so it wraps the edges tightly. I don't do the complicated one. You know, there's a one that's a zigzag like this, and then there's a seam sort of thread running on the side as well. I don't feel that's necessary. The regular zigzag would do. So that's how I do it. I never have problems. So, but I don't. I keep them relatively narrow, if that makes sense. If you use sewing machine, you probably know what I mean. You can sort of define the width of the stitches as you zigzag. I pick the one that's relatively narrow, so that's how I do it normally. Oh, Ria is a pro. She's got an overlock sewing machine. Once upon a time I had one, you know, when I did a lot of sewing, I was getting a bit ambitious. And then I don't know what happened to the machine. Maybe I gave it away. I just didn't use it very much. Yes, but that's very professional for you to have it. Overlocking, if you don't know, is the specializing seaming the edges, because it happens a lot if you make garments, if you make any kind of, you know, thing, you don't want the edges to fray, then you do a proper you know, seaming along the edges. I don't enjoy it though. I just feel like it's a chore. 927. That's why I'm using masking tape to cheat sometimes. 927. 927. 927. I've got one thread here. Oh, hang on. Yes, there's let me just scroll down a little bit, just catch up a little bit more. And Adventures of Stitching says, Nikki, Stitchery Express. Oh, they do the seams for you as well, the edges. It's nice to have those options, because that is a chore for me anyway. I try to get away with it, but like not doing it, but it's probably a good practice to do it. Let's have a look. Again, very pale gray here, so I just need to make sure that I don't mistaken any of the borders as stitched. I'm going to be extra mindful here. And I just love seeing these seemingly random stitches starting to appear and then eventually turn into a picture. I mean, it's just like magic. Magic. See, one of these, they look just like a properly stitched area, which isn't. 1, 2, 3. There's one more at the bottom here. 1, 2, slightly far away, but I'm okay with that. Let me make it a little bit bigger here. And I'm going to tuck it in a nearby stitch if I can. If not, you know, if it's just a lone stitch somewhere there, I'll just tuck the thread to the stitch itself, which is less secure, but sometimes desperate time, desperate measure. Right, 4 stitches, 927 here. Let's have a look at the chart. Oh, Grace says I've been using medical tape on my edging instead of masking tape. If it works great and is not as stiff as masking tape. Oh, interesting. So it doesn't leave any residues or become too sticky. Because masking tape you can just peel off if you want to. But still pretty strong while it's there-ish. Let me see what my next color is. 3722. 3722. Time for a new thread. Um, 3722. It is the correct number. So it is a coffee color-ish. It's not quite coffee, it's more red. It's got more red in it. Let's have a look there. Suzanne says, I have some permanent starch that I bought for bobbin lace. Oh, I see. That sometimes I cheat and use that on the edge of my fabric. So can you take them off or they stay on? It probably doesn't matter if it's just a tiny bit of, you know, on the edge of the fabric. But yeah, I would like to have a kind of an easy option because with the seaming of the edges, not everybody's got a sewing machine. So if you don't have a sewing machine, what do? You know, you have to find an alternative way of doing it. I kind of just assume everybody's got a sewing machine, but that's not true. Some people don't ever sew anything. Move up a little bit. 1, 2 here. And 2 more. I need to make sure I stitch in the right block there because there are multiple blocks. 1, 2. There. These stitches are so delicate. It's going to be even more delicate when I'm stitching on 28 counts on Saturday. Oh, excited. Really excited. And I'm kind of thinking about maybe I'll do the 4 stitches, full cross. Because I've been thinking about half stitches. So I need to do a test and see which one I like. All right, 3722. 3722. Hey, Sanga is here as well. Hello, Sanga. And Frankie's here as well. Frankie, welcome back. And oh, Frankie asks, hi Yogi, what method of stitching are you doing? Good question. So if you look at my app on the upper right there, I'm using an app called Saga, Cross Stitch Saga. And this app, basically, I created a user-defined area. If I zoom out a little bit, just so if people missed the beginning, let me just, that one. So this app allows you to just define the block, wherever it is, on your canvas. So I've been doing sort of block by block, user defined area here. So I completed, you know, this top area here. Let me just highlight that. So, and now I'm working at the bottom part of this area. And this area is totally user defined. So I can make it longer if I want to, or a bit taller if I want to. But this is kind of my comfort zone. So this is where I am. And within this area, you have the choices of stitching from the minimum numbers. So you've got your thread list, and this thread list only shows you the colors within this block I'm defining, not the entire piece. And these are all the colors involved within this area. There are quite a few. And but this piece, again, this is a max color. So we're talking 230, 200. I think this one might be higher. This one I think is higher than 230. I have to double check. But within this area alone, about 9 blocks, I've got all these colors here, and it's being ordered based on my liking. I like to stitch from lowest count to the highest count. So once I move up to the final color, it's got 92 stitches, so on and so forth. And you can do the reverse as well. And I think you also have the choice to stitch based on the thread number, DMC numbers. I don't know why you would do that, but you have the option to do that, I think. And that's it. There are different ways. So I'm going from the lowest numbers. Currently, I'm on 4 stitches per color. So gradually moving on, meaning I can stitch with less color changes. So it's just a different way of working. I really love it. And I kind of switch my methods around a lot. And today is the day to do this. I need to give it a proper name though. Currently I call it minimum to maximum color completion, but it's very long. So we need a fancy name that illustrates this method. Okay, so anyone clever that can come up with a name, please do so. Feel free. Maria, hey Maria, welcome back. Maria says I'm from UK, and Sanga just above you with the comments there. She's from the UK as well, so I'm very happy to have company from UK. And Ria, that would be the best method to keep me from stitching. As Sarah, so I don't know what Sarah said earlier, so remind me. And oh, Suzanne, referring to the glue or starch she uses to seal the edges of the fabric. She says permanent. It's just on the edge, and it's also okay for fabric. Is specifically made for people who make bobbin lace. I can kind of imagine that. I can imagine that because with the lace you have to kind of starch it to make it a bit more robust. Oh, that's a good idea. So you can't wash it off. That's kind of good because if it gets wet or something and it doesn't fall off either. That is good because all you want is for the edges not to fray, and that's it. And you know, if you ever finish your project, which is a distant dream for me, but then you know you're not going to see the edges anyway, or you might even trim bits off. Have a cup of tea, my peppermint tea here. Oh, Sangha says, I cheat and take it to work and use their overlocker. So you work somewhere, you have access to sewing machines. That is good. Yeah, why not? Because overlocker, unless you sew like all day long, you can't really justify of having one just to just to seam your edges of your Heaven and Earth project or whatever cross stitching project from time to time. Like 5 times a year. Or maybe a little bit more if you were me, starting new projects. Here, this color I have done, so I'm moving forward. 5 stitches, yeah, moving up. 3A20, 3A20, 3A20. I have one threaded already. Very nice. And Cheryl is here. Hello, welcome. Cheryl says, looks like the last 2 stitches were on the wrong row. Really? Which ones? The last 2 stitches. Let me do an undo. Some people have eagle eye. You're quite right. You're quite right. Cheryl. I don't know who you are, but you might be superhuman. You're right. This happens when I use this pre-gridded sort of fabric. Sometimes I forget to count that as one. So these 2 are supposed to be on the second row. Thank you, Cheryl. I don't know what to do now. I'm gonna just stitch over it. Stitch 2 more stitches on top, and then whatever colors they're supposed to be later on, I'll stitch over them. Oh my God. I have no idea. See? That's my eyes for you. So let me go back to the color 3722. A round of applause for Cheryl. Well spotted. Well spotted. 3722. 3722. I can always rely on you guys. 3722. So what I'm going to do now, this is a real life scenario of real mistakes. I'm going to just stitch on top of these in the correct location. So they will look like, well, they are the same colors. But when I come to the row below, then I will just stitch over these 2. And no one will notice. You don't know, I don't know, no one knows, okay? So these are supposed to be here. Oh man. There you go. This is fixing stitches, yogi style, okay? No frogging. I could technically frog them, but I don't want to loosen the thread because it's connected with a couple of other stitches. So what I'm going to do is leave them like that, pretend it never happened, and then when the time comes, I'll stitch over those 2 errors. Amazing. And yes. There, let me pop it back. 3722. Just someone is watching very carefully. I'm so proud of you guys. And oh, Frankie says, sounds like fun. I haven't had much luck with Saga. Yes, installation is a little bit of a pain in the rare side at the moment. Hopefully that's going to change soon. Well, at least if you can gain access to the conversion app and upgrade with ease, then you will be able to use Saga. I think Saga currently only on iOS, but once the situation changes, it should be available on Android as well. But at the moment, it's a little bit fiddly. I get it. But it's a very fun way of working. You're quite right. And I'm just going to be ultra careful. There's one already stitched. It shouldn't be there, but I'm going to stitch. There might be another mistake, but the colors are very similar. So I'm going to just leave it there and do these remaining 2 here. And The eagle eye of the chat. Let me put it over there. And 2 more here. So that's 5. Oh, wrong corner. One more here. And then I think I'm going to tuck it under the pink one. Normally I try to find colors that's similar to the thread I'm going to end, but you know, it's not showing that much, so I don't mind. 3A20, pop it back. Rajal is here as well. Rajal, sorry, I'm a little bit behind on the chat, so welcome. And let's see, Rajal is here, and Frankie says, will you do a tutorial on Saga? You know what? I hope I can. I can't claim that I know everything, but I know the basics enough to all the key features, like and you know, go through a session and stitch this way. But you know what? Karen from Needlebug, she actually a few weeks ago, she did a live stream walking through all the features. She's like one of the experts here. She's been using the app a little bit longer than I have, and she actually did look up Needlebug. Bug as in BUGG. Is there S? I don't think there's a Needlebug. Yes, so look up her channel and go to live streams section, the tab, and there's a video there already. She walked through all the key features, very useful video there. So look it up, it's there. Let me move on to the next color here. And it should give you a pretty good idea. Ria says, I need to go to sleep. Well, night, Ria. Thanks for joining us and have a sweet dream. Hope your dreams will be Technicolor like this cake shop. And yeah, Sharon, I won't notice. You would, I know. Yes. And Cheryl says, been enjoying your videos. First time lucky enough to catch it live. Well done. Let me know which location you are in the world, because you know there isn't a perfect time to do live stream, and my timetable is not the same every day. You know, so I like to leave kind of a leeway rather than have a fixed time, which is not always possible. But I'm normally streaming around a certain window in the UK time in the evening. So, you know, if you're, I know there are stitchers from Australia, they get up super early to catch live here. And I have stitching friends for the channel from Japan as well. They're from very different time zones. So, you know, if you want to, it's possible. It's always possible, you know. 3760. 3760. 3760. It's beautiful blue. And I'm going to start from here. One. So currently I'm on 5 stitches per color. And the stitch count, you never know. Sometimes you jump from 5 stitches to 15 all of a sudden. So it's not sort of one stitch up necessarily. You could jump straight up. So it's always a surprise. Two here. 2 stitches. And the tension for my fabric today is lovely as well. One here. And one more. We need a little bit of concentration here. Otherwise, Cheryl is going to go, oh, I think those stitches are in the wrong spot, and I have to go back and fix it. If Cheryl didn't point it out, I just pretend it never happened. I just go, well, let's just move forward with our lives. Let's see. But not so easy. This is a tough crowd, you know. This is how we like it. It's 3760 here. Natalia says, good night, everyone. Night, Natalia. Sweet dreams, full of chocolates and sweets. Oh, yes, Suzanne, you're quite right. Stitching masterpieces. I don't know the other one, Stitch Birds. I'm not familiar with her, but Stitching Masterpieces, yes, she's the one that brought this app to most of our attention, I think. She's a lady from Russia. She's also a chart designer. She's got an Etsy shop, the shop at Etsy with her original patterns. And she, I think she's maybe exclusively using Saga for stitching. So look her up. She's got, yes, she definitely, she has at least one tutorial like that regarding Saga. So, but I think the one Needlebug did was very useful as well. 826. Oh, Cheryl says she's in Massachusetts in the States. Wow, amazing. So probably daytime there still, I think, or sometime in the afternoon. Susan says counting has been very difficult tonight. Some days, you know, the concentration is just different level of, you know, focus that we can do here. So no forcing. I think it's really good that when you don't feel like counting, you just switch to printed, stamped projects rather than just being frustrated, you know. This is supposed to be fun, so make it fun. So on 5 stitches here, 2, so the days sometimes I don't, you know, feel like the concentration isn't there 100%, then sometimes I just choose to do maybe 14 counts. It just requires a little bit less kind of, well, you still need focus, but it's a bit more easygoing. And also days like that, I tend to stitch maybe cross country rather than parking, because parking is just a bit more involved. So there are, you know, different ways to switch back and forth. And just like this piece, you know, sometimes I like to do a bit of more of a background like this, you know, a bit more stitches of the same colors. And some days I just like a bit of challenge, like this area with different colors, more color switches. And I think you just gradually know yourself, you know, what kind of day is it? And you just pick and choose what is fun for you to do for that day. The last one here. I love this blue though. It's kind of pastel. All the colors here are just amazing. It's crazy. And I think same thing is goes to the sweet shop, which we're going to start very soon on this Saturday. It's going to be a wonderland of colors. 826, 826. There. Suzanne says, I switched to my bridge piece and it's all sky now. It's not too bad. Oh, so you actually prefer doing sky today? Yeah, different days will be different, you know. You want different things, just like food. You don't want the same food every day, do you? Let's have a look. Tracy's, yeah, Tracy Parker. She says, hello, 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 everyone. Say hello to Tracy. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. Next color. So 3A35. I love this purple. 3A35. 3A35. What a beautiful color. Oh, look at this. Very pretty. So I'm on 5 stitches on this color. Two. And now probably from 5 stitches onwards, I try to mark as I go. Because previously for up to, you know, certain stitch counts, I kind of just do a mass markup that you could do with a press of an icon. But as the number of the stitches increases and notice they start to spread around a little bit more, I want to mark as I go so I don't lose track. Two. Oh, so Tracy's from Massachusetts as well. Amazing. I've only been to New York. That's my only experience of the US. And that was many years ago. Right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good. That's the last one of this color. A little tuck in there. Three, 8, 3, 5. Next one. So they're kind of 4 of them together. 7, 7, 8. 7, 7, 8. So I need to, oh, this is the second row as well. I need to be very careful because a lot of times I just ignore the first row here and then count the second row as the first row. And that's where my mistake is. First one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a problem with gridded fabric as well. And also you have to be very consistent in terms of where you define as a first stitch, because if you look at a grid, you could theoretically start counting the white stitch as the first stitch, you know. But for me, I do the gray row. I use the border as a starting point, but the horizontal one is part of the last row, if that makes sense, the last block above. So I think it probably doesn't matter either way as long as you're consistent. Otherwise, you're going to be very confused. I wish they could just do a line between the stitches rather than having the border, the color running through the entire row. Find a little bit more misleading, because if I grid the pale, plain fabric myself, I'm going to draw a line between the stitches rather than on top of a row of stitches. Just saying, right, just one stitch over here, quite far away. It doesn't matter because it's unstitched area. So let me just make sure I'm in the right spot. Joy says, I also get confused by this pre-gridded fabric. I can only stitch it when I grid it with my fiction pen. I actually picked up that tip from your videos. So if you don't know, Stitchy Dutchy Joyce is a floss tuber as well. She's got a lot of very useful tutorials there. And I couldn't believe it when she came to my chat. I go, wow, it's Christmas. But yes, I totally agree with you, because when you grid yourself, and I do that myself as well, it makes sense to draw in between the rows, right? Rather than on top of a row. I wonder, I'm sure with machines, it must be really easy to do. I don't know why they don't do that. Because they just make it more confusing than necessary. Just draw a line between the rows and all will be clear. Seven, 7, 8. 7, 7, 8. Let me take a sip of my peppermint tea. And this one is done. Next one, 453. Another very pale color. So this one will be running through from here. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. There. One, two, three. 3 stitches here. Suzanne says the grid lines are on they're on the 25 counts are different color threads. They're woven, not printed. Okay. Okay. So they basically use different thread colors. I see. So maybe that's why they can't place the thread in between stitches. Then can they not just print it? Or I've seen pre-gridded fabrics. I don't know what larger counts though. They have just one single like a strand thing running along, you know, on top, just between the borders. That's a lot clearer for me. Or maybe this is just a DMC thing. Are there other brands or different types of fabrics that are doing different things? I've only seen this type of gridded style for 25 counts. One, two. See, I nearly counted the wrong row again. I want to count. Oh no, that's not correct. Oh yeah, okay. I'm just so confused. Now we're talking about where the block should be starting. Yes, that's right. So the top row is the first row for me. Yes, the gray borderline and vertically and horizontally, they are the first row and first column for me. I'm trying to confuse myself right here. The more I talk about it, the more confused I am. There. It's okay if I make mistakes, I just stitch over it. You know, it's not like I'm going to get arrested. I hope not. 4, 5, 3. 4, 5, 3. There. 06. Is it 06? 06. Very similar color than on the last one. But okay. So I'm still on 5 stitches. Joyce, I totally agree with you because I was talking about it earlier on. Grid lines on even wheat look like stitches. If you squint, I don't have to squint. I very often, obviously, if it's like this, I know they're not stitched. But if they're amongst stitched, you know, surrounding stitches, and particularly if the areas like this, look. Like this type of colors. Can you tell the difference between this color and the border? If you don't look carefully, that's what I'm talking about. So if I'm stitching this area, I could easily mistaken these borders as stitched already. I'm with you, Joyce. I know. Surely they're aware of this flaw. DMC, do something about it. This is like a forum for any kind of complaint. Customers that customer complaints. Any kind of unhappiness with products. Just come over here. Let's just rant about it. Maybe someone will be listening and do something about it, or maybe not. I don't know. But it's good to know that you're not alone, because I've been thinking that for ages. And I thought, no one has any problem with like this? Surely any normal person would. Whoops. Come up from the wrong side. River says, I'm stitching the same way you are right now, but will be switching to typewriter soon. Yeah, so you are using Saga as well at the moment, and typewriter is fun. Definitely give it a go. And also, stitching method is not something that you necessarily have to marry to. If you get tired of one way of stitching, just want a different way of stitching, just switch. Within the same piece, within the same area. I do that all the time. There's no bad things are gonna happen, only good things. Because there's no reason to stick with a method if you're feeling a little bit fatigued, just feel like, oh, I want to do something different. Hang on a second, have I? Oh, okay. I think this stitch might be in the wrong place. One stitch above, below. That's okay, I'll fix it. In fact, why don't I cheat and just stitch on the stitch on the right there, supposed to be a different color. Look, that one. I actually stitch one position down. But if I just stitch this one as well, no one will notice because the colors are so similar. I'm cheating live here on Yogi Stream. You haven't seen anything, have you? I bet you didn't even notice that I'm cheating. Here. And then I'm gonna just find a neighboring stitch. Oh, it's not that close, but never mind. And just tuck it in. No one will know. No one will know. All right. If you don't tell, no one needs to know. And here, 6 stitches. I'm going up. Let's have a look. Cheryl says, you're doing an amazing job. Don't allow one thing to throw you off your game. Yes. Yeah, that's right, Cheryl. Until the next time you point it out, the stitch on the wrong row. I get it. There's always ways of fixing any kind of error, unless you just keep charging forward. This is why I can't do long distance cross country. I just know it's going to be just, oh, hello. It's going to be beyond repair. Even with gridded fabric, I wouldn't dare doing that. So if I cross country is within a couple blocks, that's my comfort zone. I stay in the neighborhood, stay friendly. So 07. So, I'm on 6 stitches per color right now. How exciting. And maybe it will just jump right up to 20. Who knows? It really depends on the pattern, the area that you're stitching. So when you make any kind of mistakes, you know, if oh, hello, I think I have made, oh no, it's okay. I just stitched in the wrong order. I intended to stitch those on the right first, but never mind. Because frogging, if you don't enjoy it, it's quite upsetting to do. You know, we just feel like, oh my goodness, the 20 stitches down the drain. And it actually takes 3 times more longer to frog than to stitch. And before you know it, you know, 20 minutes just to frog 10 stitches you made. And if that's the case, then just leave them, just stitch over them later on. No one can tell. No one can tell. And I'm going to just take my thread over a little bit far away, but it's relatively unstitched. So I'm okay with that. One more. And I do a tuck in here. Right. Sarah says, oh, Steve says, if I ever do another full cover, full coverage, I will grid with pen. Took my brain forever to figure out these lines. I know, but I have to say, yeah, I think gridding with pen makes sense. As I said, you just naturally draw in between stitches, right? So it's very easy to tell where the block starts and where it ends. Let me have a sip of water here. But having said that, when I first switched from larger stitches to 25, if I didn't start with the gridded fabric, I probably wouldn't have the courage to try again, because the first time was disastrous. I just didn't know what I was looking at. And then I switched to gridded fabric, and instantly I felt more confident. So maybe, you know, for a transitional time, but yeah, it comes with the, you know, flaws that it could possibly mislead your eyes. But I think it's about being consistent, because some people, I happen to choose these borders as my first row and then first column here, but some people might not do that. They might start from the white area. As long as you remember, that's that's where it starts, and be consistent. You know, the problem is sometimes, you know, intuition kind of takes over. I just want to ignore these great rolls and start from the white area sometimes. 799. 799. Have one threaded. Oh, nice to work on a blue here. Sarah says the friction pens come out with heat, does it? But remember, they also come back with cold temperatures. I have no idea what that means. It's a mystery. Oh, as in coming off with heat. Is that what you mean? Oh, hello. I'm slightly behind with the chat. It didn't scroll for some reason. I think I need a new thread here. It's too short. 799. 799. Rose says, don't worry, we have your back. We didn't see a thing. Yes, exactly. It's like Man in Black, you know, I just flash the torch in front of you and you forget everything. All the errors I made, all the ugly stitches that's ever occurred on this fabric, you cannot see it. Absolutely. Suzanne says, cross-country for me is asking for a counting error. Yeah, same here. I think within reason, I can cross-country a little bit, like a little walk, you know, in the neighborhood. But anywhere beyond 2 blocks, oh, no, not a good idea. Not a very good idea at all. And, you know, with full cross, probably a little bit more leeway, but with half cross, you have seen me, my performance on half cross country. That wasn't pretty. You know, 3-hour session, I managed about 160 stitches. That that was the result of me just trying to find my way and just getting overwhelmed. But that could change. You never know. If I practice a little bit more, I know Nikki can do it. Nikki can cross country till the cows come home. Some people can do that. And she's doing it on 32 counts. There you go. She's not AI. No, I have doubts. And those ones over here. I absolutely adore these blue colors. And then I have 2 more of this color. And 1 more here. Ooh. I could easily just stitch somewhere else. Like totally wrong location if I don't focus a little bit. There you go. Tuck. There. 799. 799. 799. Well, I've only tried friction pens once after watching Joy's videos quite maybe over a year ago, or maybe even longer, and I got these ones. So whoops, and I find them really hard to it doesn't glide through the fabric very well. The ink just doesn't come out evenly. I don't know whether it's a brand, Joy's. Have I got the wrong one? Because it does have this friction bits at the back. I got it from Amazon, and so I just stopped using it because I had to drag so hard to produce a line that sometimes, you know, I can see damage on my fabric. So I must have got like a wrong type because the tip it doesn't look very friendly. Like ink doesn't come out easily. So that's my friction pen experience. Otherwise, it's good. It's quite fine tip. It should be, in theory, quite easy to write if the ink will come out. And it's not just this one being faulty, because I bought it comes in the set. There are like 3 or 4 together and they all do the same thing. So it's kind of just the way it is. I can write on paper. It's fine. It comes out on paper, just not on fabric, not very well. So, you know, maybe enlighten me. I don't know why that is. Carol H, hello. Carol, are you the Carol that's going to do SAR on Saturday with us? If so, wave your hands. So she's one of the brave ones, if this is the same Carol. Oh, no, that's Carla. No, that's not you. Are you joining us anyway? No, that's Carla H. Sorry. Apologies. She's not on chat today, I think. I haven't seen her. But Carol H says, hello, everyone. Say hello to Carol. Oh. Yes, Joyce, I agree. On this fabric, you need the lines to be the first of the... Oh, hello. You need the lines to be the first or the last stitches of the block, and stick with your choice. Yes, that's precisely what I said. Is like, you need to be persistent and remember it. But I think intuitively, I just want to ignore the gray borders, because it's a border, right? So I start counting from the border. So that's how my brain works. Nikki, stop stirring, creating drama here. Nikki says, I think you can extreme cross-country, Yogi. She's trying to cause troubles, everyone. She's been causing enough trouble. She's trying to get me to start like a new start of a giant piece and this Saturday. And now she's trying to get me to do extreme cross-country, knowing there's no hope and any chance of me surviving that cross-country experience. Don't listen to Nikki, she's trouble. So Cheryl, the bottom of the plate is coming into focus. Yes, exactly. Like, just think you're doing some random loose stitches. Slowly is forming a beautiful little saucer there. Oh, this is one of the joys of, stitching this way, because you're kind of focusing on individual stitches and where they are, and before you know it, you see the picture. Wonderful. Just fun. So this one I've done, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I have. Move on to the next one. Don't listen to Nikki, she's trouble. Okay, 3A11, 3A11, 3A11. I would not survive extreme cross country, everyone. If I ever say I would do it, stop me, okay, before it happens. We're going to see casualties. We need ambulance. 3A11. 3A11. It's a light blue. Unless you want to see, disaster live on Yogi Stream, don't get me to do extreme cross country. There might be tears. Hello, baby. That's my cat, Dolly. Hello, Dolly. How are you? You're not wet, are you? She always comes in wet if it's raining outside and just looking pitiful and go, hey, I need help. I'm wet. I'm a cat. I'm not supposed to be wet. Joy says, my pens look different. I'll post a picture on a B group. Yeah, post the brand. Maybe it's the brand. Maybe different brands do different things. please do post it on the group. I'll give it another go. Because it seems to work for you pretty well, so I don't know why. It's just not happening for me. So currently I use pencils, which is not ideal, but I'm just counting on the fact that it just get covered up. These colors are so pale. It's a complete trap. Me thinking these gray borders are stitched. Oh, it's full of traps. Okay. Even though this is technically blue, it looks very gray. And I am doing these ones over here. Suzanne says, I'm with you. No extreme cross-country for us. Yeah, before you know it, Nikki's going to whisper in your ears and go, hey, Suzanne, I think you should give it a try. I think you can do it. I have faith in you. You know, don't listen to her. Susan says sounds like an extreme sport. Yes, it's extreme sport. It's not for the faint-hearted. Have you seen? I remember this video I saw years ago, when I first started doing full coverage. I was like looking around YouTube everywhere. I tried to find, information, and there was this lady. Oh, she's definitely a cross-country athlete. I remember this video. I don't know whether any of you have seen it. This lady bought, she started a new project. I think maybe a Heaven and Earth or something like that. Full coverage project, and the fabric was so big. It was literally blanket size, okay? And she only had one color ready. Forget about like floss management, all that business. She had black color at that point, and she basically just sat down holding up her fabric. I don't think she even used a frame or hoop, okay? And she just started color completion. That's what she was doing. Color completion with one color at a time. She said, well, I haven't got all the colors I need yet, but it's okay. I'm going to just start with this color, and until I finish this black color, I'm not going to buy another color. And she just sat down holding that blanket size fabric in her hands and start stitching. I think extreme cross country was probably not enough to describe what she was doing. It was I don't know, come up with a phrase. Is there anything more extreme than extreme cross country? She intended to, I don't think the fabric was even gridded, so she just started stitching like that and expect to complete all the black stitches on her gigantic piece before moving forward. And she kind of go, well, then I don't have to worry about buying more floss, different colors, until I get this bit done. So people like that exist. People like that exist. I don't know what to say. 3A11, they shouldn't be allowed. They're just making everyone else look bad. 3811. Next. Eight stitches. Yes. See, that's Nikki again. She says, oh, come on. You said that about half stitches. I don't think it's the same thing, Nikki. the reason I only try half stitches since this year is purely because I've got this purist idea in my head. I just thought, well, it's cross stitch after all. Cross stitching, if you don't cross, what are you stitching? You know, as simple as that. So I kind of went on to the full cross journey up until this year and decided I just needed something different to do. So I tried it. I love it. That's not the same though, because that's within my ability to do half of the stitches. That's doing less. I can do less, you know, very easily. Just doing more, that's difficult. Okay, so going from full stitch to half stitch, I can manage. But what you're talking about is going from roller skating in the park to you know, I don't know, windsuit gliding or whatever you're doing. No, no, I refuse. If I ever say I'm going to do that, please everybody stop me and wake me up from my delusion. Okay? 169. 169. I think I made a new, well, maybe I'll manage. It's quite short, but I only have 8 stitches. So maybe I can manage. See, this is my extreme sport. Using a very short piece of floss, thread, and see if I can complete all the stitches I need without having a new stitch. Okay, Nikki, watch and learn. This is my extreme sport. Can you do it? I don't think so. So there you go. Start from here. Oh, watch and learn, Nikki. Watch and learn. This is how you do it. Whoops. 2 managed. The other ones are a little bit far away. So this is where the extreme sport starts. Okay? Everyone, get your popcorn out. So here, I'm going to travel over from the top here. Let me just snip this bit off. So I've got 1, 2, 3, another 5 with this piece of thread. Okay, so far so good. Oh, have I stitched it in the wrong place? 1, 2. Why does it look like that? I wasted 1 stitch. That stitch is supposed to be there. It's supposed to be here. That's okay. That's okay. We can do it. We can do it. And we have 4 to go. Can I do it? Will I make it? This is all I've got right now. Whoa. If this was basketball, this would be a slow motion moment. One and 2 more. Right, okay, okay. Maybe. That's all I've got right now. I've got 2 stitches to go. One. The last sprint. Oh man, this one is going to be tricky. This one's going to be tricky. or I think I'm, well, let's see how it goes. I don't think I have enough thread to come up. Ooh. Last leg. Oh, but I don't think I have enough thread to end it. I'm gonna do a Kamari, okay? I'm gonna just let it dangle. I'm gonna let it dangle. I have the Kamari method in my bag. I'm gonna pull that out. There. Done. This is how it's done, Nikki. Okay? You want extreme sport. This is extreme sport. Right in front of your eyes. There. Oh, Nikki says I might do extreme as in cross country with Saturday's piece. Wow. You know, you can do it, Nikki. You're like the extreme sport athlete, stitching athlete. I'm breaking into a sweat just doing that little stunt there. This is power stitching, everyone. It's not for the faint-hearted. There we go. So next one, oh, another pale color. 3756. 3756. It is very pale. And I'm gonna start from here. Two. Oh, Joy says, do May 51. Yeah, it was too late. It was too late. I did a Kamari instead. Yes, that's an option as well. I'm not sure how secure it is. Sometimes it's secure from my test. Sometimes it looks secure. Sometimes it comes off. So I don't know what makes the difference there. One here. Need to be very mindful here because I can easily just stitch somewhere totally different. It is doable. And 1, 2 here. 2 stitches. Whoops. Already. I stitched both strands. Very nice, Yogi. Well done. I'm gonna... It's my way to cheat. Okay. Another one up. Let me mark the stitches as I go. 1, 2. Oh dear, I missed one on the far left there. It's okay. I will go back to fix it. And one more here. Yeah, Joe is too late. A little bit behind. Nikki, you're trouble. So I am going to end it here. Or shall I just take it all the way to the left? I've got enough thread here. I know it's a little bit naughty, but I think that's what I'm going to do. 2, 3. Oh dear. Yes. It's okay. Everything will get stitched down. And tuck. Very close, very close. Shara says, you sort of have been doing yogi, but start with smaller count. Focus in instead of versus a color focus on a small area. Oh, do you mean cross country or extreme cross country? Yes, within reason. I can cross country, but I call it mini cross country because I'm really just wandering around a small area, like in the neighborhood, you know. The type of cross country, if you look at Nikki's pieces, the way she stitched, she wanders so far. Like she just goes anywhere she wants. I mean, this girl needs to be tamed, you know. It's you need some rules, Nikki. It shouldn't just wander off. That is just not right. But she's really fast, so that's that. Yeah, I can't do that. I just get so lost and overwhelmed. I'll just start crying, I think. So if you want to see a crying yogi live on a yogi stream, then get me to do extreme cross country. Now we have a lingo, ECC. Your Saturday ECC if you do it. Extreme cross country. Yeah, Nikki will perform live on Yogi Street, and she will post photos as she moves forward to show you how it's done. Whereas me, I'm staying in my lane, you know. I have a lane. 334. 334. Thank God it's a blue. Here we go. 2 here. So I'm on 9 stitches now. Whoa. Very nice. I think I started at wrong point. Let's have a look. Why am I doing this? Oh, Joyce is going to bed. Night night. Enjoy your beauty sleep and sweet dreams full of cakes, cupcakes. Tissue for yogi, yeah. You probably need a whole box, you know, maybe multiple boxes, because I'll be crying so much. Trying to tease this thing off the fabric. Will listen to me. 1, 2, 3. Why am I? Okay. I may And maybe one stitch off. But it's okay, no one will notice. No one will notice. Just do this one. Do we get to vote? No, Shara. It's not a democratic process, whether I cry or not live on Yogi Stream. No, it's a happy piece, okay? Sweet Shop is a very happy piece. You shouldn't have the person just stitching with runny nose and tears. That's not happy. And I'll probably end up with a very different looking Sweet Shop, different from everyone else's. That wouldn't be good, would it? Let's have a look. Two more here. Let me make sure that I'm stitching in the right location. Yes. One more. I think so. 1, 2. Yes, last one. Ooh, look at the shape of the little plate here. Ooh, taking shape, taking shape. Very happy. Maria, hello. Hi, everyone, she says. Sharon says, I haven't cross-stitched. Really? Sharon says, I haven't cross-stitched in about 15 years, but you ladies and gents have me inspired. Cheryl, how did you find your way here if you haven't cross-stitching for 15 years? It must be fate. Cheryl, do it. Join us. I have a new piece for you. You know, have you seen this one? We're starting on Saturday. You still have time to get your fabric together. It's time to start, Cheryl. You know you want to, okay? And we're gonna support each other. We're trying not to make each other cry by telling them to extreme cross country, okay? That's my promise to you. 334. 334. You know you wanna. No pressure, no pressure. Carla says, I vote for no cross country, extreme cross country. Yay! Another vote for me, Carla. 2 votes. There should be health and safety guidelines for cross country, extreme cross country. You have to wear a helmet and have some sort of, insurance, stitching insurance, just in case you twist an ankle or something. Or cry so much you run out of tissues. That is another risk that we need to be mindful about. 9 stitches. 2, 2. Oh, 02. Okay, it's very pale. 02. Health and safety, everyone. Yes, Sarah says shower, go for it. Quite right. Yeah, bring anything from the old stash. Why not? Start there. And then you can move on to the next new start with us at some point. No pressure, no pressure. 15 years. It's fate that you found us here. Oh, Carrie's here joining us. She says, hello, all. I have 30 minutes, so popping in. Very good choice to spend your 30 minutes. Very wise. Round of applause for Carrie, or Sherry, or Carrie. Names are not my forte. Very wise way to spend your time. Another pale color. I can sense the whole area down here is something really pale going on there. Three. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2. Pale colors do need some concentration there. Otherwise, you could go very, very wrong. There. 2 more. 2 more. 2 more of this almost white color. 1, 2. And there you go. We need to end this thread here. Right. John says, I can only cross country on a 3x3 square. Otherwise, I'll get lost. Oh, 3x3, that's big. That's like 3x3 is like from here to here. That's a big area. But still, I can probably manage as well because this area is about different shape. But it's about 9 squares. So 3x3, it's about, yeah. That's doable. That's sensible. You don't need to wear a helmet for that. You can safely do that without falling over. Shara says, but I'm hoping to watch you take it on this Saturday. Will it be around the same time even on Saturdays? Yes, normally I'm aiming to start somewhere about 8 or 8:30 p.m. Somewhere there. So depends on where you are, I can do a conversion. So normally around this time, a bit earlier. Well, obviously we've been online live for a couple of hours now, but yeah, somewhere there, and I'll try to give out the scheduled time as early as I can, but roughly around this time. Take a sip of my tea. And Carla says 3x3 for me as well. 3x3 for me is extreme cross country. See, everybody's got a different comfort zone, right? I'm quite happy just working within a block, just do color completion. I can totally do that. If I start to wander off, then normally just naturally, I just come to a natural stop after a couple blocks because something in me just go, oh, hold on there. Even without the hard stop that I'm defining right now, I just naturally want to stop at around 2 blocks, that's it. I'm gonna move on to a slightly brighter color here, just craving for a little bit of deeper. Oh, this one is good. I like this one. 3A34, 3A34. John says, I will have to see the live later so I can finally sit and stitch in peace. I keep coming in and out, missing the good stuff here. Yeah, but it's good to have you in the chat, right? I mean, definitely, everything's archived, so you're not going to miss a thing. But it's good to have you on the chat. So this one, for some reason, I only do half a stitch here. I think something happened there. I'm going to just stitch over it, pretend that it never happened. It's very similar purple anyway. No one will know. No one will know. In fact, yes. Don't know why I just stopped with one leg there. No one will know. And 2. I love this color, much better than white. Sometimes in the beginning of a session, you kind of have more focus to do pale colors, but as it moves on, you kind of want something a bit more easy for the eyes. Whoops. Carla says, I do diagonal 2x1 blocks with parking, and same time I lose myself. Yes. I think, yeah, you can definitely incorporate parking with cross-country. Depends on how far you wander. But you could potentially run into path threads as you cross-country. So depending on how far you go. But you can definitely combine those two. It is doable. But I think if you're going to go cross-country, it's probably more free. You don't have to deal with path threads. You just end the thread so it's nice and clean, and you can move on to another area if you want to. And you feel like Nikki, you extreme cross country to another planet, then parking might not be a good idea because you could run into it everywhere. And what Nikki's doing is cross planet cross planet stitching, not cross country. 3. Let me keep track of that by marking my thread. Oh, I'm getting the definition of This little saucer here. So pretty. And this is just a little one of the many decorations on the wall. Just this bit alone. It's alone has got so much going on there. And the intricacy of this rose in the middle. I'm guessing it's a rose. Some sort of flowery situation there. It's so pretty. No, one stitch off. Oops. Lost my thread there. It was going so well up to this point. Oh, Carrie says, I came up with a variation to the boomerang. That's awesome if your thread is very short. Really? You must share. Now your secret is out. How do you do it? How do you do it? So boomerang, I normally, well, so far, I only use it for half stitches. Because 4 stitches, I just do a tuck in. It's easier for me. I want to do that, but boomerang, you could technically do it even if your thread is kind of short. It doesn't require too much left over to do that. Oh, hello. Okay, hang on. It just moved on from here for me without telling me. Hang on. 3A34. Let me park it back. 3A34. 3A34. Yeah. Oh, it's so pretty. My goodness. Yeah, that's why I love dark colors. You know, when you're stitching dark colors, it gives you so much definition. I love it. Shara says, instead of calling it cross country on the small area, what about walking around the block or the block party? Whoa, I think block party, you tend to stay still. At least the block parties I've been to, people just stand there, drink beers. That's kind of standing still type of stitching method. If you just stay there, right? Yeah, walking around the block, not even a park. A park can be a very big park. The block, yeah, just wandering, pottering around the block. Yes, that's kind of my method right there. John says, I kind of want to start the new start with you. Oh, you're doing so bad. Oh, you mean this piece or the piece we're doing on Saturday? But I have started 6. No, really? You have started 6 pieces in the past 3 weeks. I'm so proud of you, Jan. Join the club. You've done well, girl. You've done well. And she says, I'm tired of winding threads. I dread to ask, why did you say, what happened that you started 6 in 3 weeks? I'm so afraid to ask it just in case my name pops up, Nothing to do with me, okay? Oh, Grace says I'm stuck in dark and light pink stripes in the top left corner. I know. So this is, it requires a little bit of, if you look at my completed area, let me bring up my whip. Upper left there, yes. There is, a few acres of the stripy pinks, which is quite pretty to stitch. But also as you move forward to the right, to the ceiling area, there's another challenge. So you can see that I'm kind of stalling around the right side there with the ceiling and part of the wall there. Yeah, but you can stitch in a way that you can dip in and out rather than having to charge through with willpower. I think that's when it becomes a bit overwhelming. So there are choices you can make. If you're doing diagonal, you can going up and down a little bit to different area, so your eyes kind of getting some break. But yes, this chart, if you start from the upper left, this is the path you have to, you know, move toward. That's sort of more, I wouldn't say more interesting, they're all interesting, but to more color variation. But having said that, if you have another challenge, can you see these little cups, teacups on the left there? Man, you want to talk about confetti? This is confetti for you. So you might be, you know, thinking, oh, you know, a lot of pinks and, you know, flat colors. Just wait till you get to the teacups, okay? So enjoy it while you can. But yeah, each area has got its own sort of challenge, and it's about finding different methods so you're not stuck with it, because sometimes then you kind of just don't want to work on it anymore. You just had enough, and you don't want to get to that stage, which I learned from experience. I just allow myself the freedom to switch in and out of, you know, different methods. And with the Gecko Rouge project, I went as far as switching from full cross to half stitches. I allow myself to do that, and I'm loving it. It's like this piece has new life for me, because I've been working on it 1/1 full cross for so long. It's 3 years now, that I just needed something new. And I don't care if you know, it's, for some people it might be a taboo, but you can't tell the difference. I've done it live there. You can't tell the difference. So, you know, and I'm loving the half stitches on my Gecko Rouge piece. Nikki says, I'm going to extreme cross planet with the highest 3 colors in this Saturday. Oh my God, please don't. Nikki, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to make the rest of us look like children. Just playing, you know, plodding along with Nikki. Just doing a bit of something that looks like cross stitching, but it's not, you know. Nikki, the first 3, which ones will be? Oh my God. You mean the entire piece? You mean the entire piece? Oh my goodness. Okay, this is a sight to behold. Join the Facebook group if you haven't already, because Nikki is going to post. You can post clips as well, Nikki. So post anything. And Nikki's got, oh, forgot to mention, Nikki is a floss tuber. So she's got a YouTube channel as well. So she might demonstrate some of that superpower on her channel as well. You never know. So make sure you check out her channel. She does beautiful stitching as well. Oh man, Nikki, you're like raising the bar so high. What are we going to do? 161. You know, here's me doing like 200 stitches a day. And there you are doing whatever cross planet stitching. That is just not fair, is it? It's just not fair. So 161. 161 cross planet stitching. Oh my God, I'm so scared. So make sure you join us on Saturday live. cross planet stitching live. From Nikki Stitchy. I am scared. Okay, Carrie's giving instruction on her version on a twist of the boomerang method. So she says, coming up, bottom left, go down upper right. Okay, that's one leg, leaving the loop. Okay, when you go down, you are putting the point of the needle in the hole like normal. Okay, so it's a normal method. But when you come back up, bottom right, okay, that's where the boomerang happening. You use the eye end. What? You use the eye end of the needle first, so you don't flip the needle underneath, so you don't need as much. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. So should I demonstrate? I know most people probably got it, but if you, just in case you don't know what boomerang method is, I've got a actually pretty bright color here. I can do a live demonstration live here. So this is the method currently I only use for my half stitches. So let me just thread 2 strands here if I can without creating a knot here. I see what you mean. Yeah, that's very clever. That's doable, because then you don't need the needle length of the thread. You see, we've got some very cunning, clever people on here in this chat. I don't know why I deserve these people coming to chatting with someone stitching so slowly, you know? I wonder sometimes. Here, so let me thread these 2 strands here. And we do need 2 strands, don't we? Because I'm creating a loop here. Let me grab one of the needles. So here we go. So I've got a needle with 2 strands here. And at the same time, I'll demonstrate what boomerang means. It's just something that we learned via one of the viewers here called Natalia. She picked up this method from, I don't know how she came across, but there were some Ukrainian stitches there, very clever. So what you do is an end thread method, but you can also use it as a starting method, I think. So now if I'm going to stitch this method, half stitch, right? So I'm not doing full cross here, half stitch. So I'm leaving a little bit of tail there. And then I'm going to just do a normal half stitch, like 10 stitch with the 2 strands there. So normally, then the method we are doing so far is to bring the needle down from to the upper right corner. So it's a normal leg, first leg that everybody's doing. But for 10 stitches, that's a full stitch. But instead of pulling the thread all the way down, you don't. You leave a loop here. And you actually come up from the bottom right as if you're doing full cross. But that's not what we're doing. So we're just simply bringing up the thread here. So normally we'll just bring the tip of the needle through the loop to complete the boomerang. But what Carrie is suggesting is, if you have very short tail left, you might not have the full length of the thread remained. So imagine it's really short. Instead of use the pointy side, use the back where the eye is through. So you only need a tiny bit of tail. So what boomerang is as you pull down gently, you actually hide this thread from the bottom right down to the left, if you can see that. So Carrie's version is simply turning the needle around. Instead of use the pointy side, which you need at least that amount of thread remain. If you don't, like I was doing, extreme stitching there, Nikki, I bet you couldn't do that, right? And you basically turn the needle around and pull it down. Very clever, very clever. Round of applause for Carrie. And if you can find the the trophy emoji where nobody can find it, then please appreciate Carrie's contribution here. Very clever. And this stitch is so secure, I literally cannot frog it other than cutting it open. So it's extremely secure. That's why it's a very good starting method as well. You can start your thread exactly the same way, and it's very handy for half stitches, because half stitches has less coverage of the stitch, so you need to hide it better. And this method is really good. Carrie, thank you very much. That was wonderful. Yes, Sarah found the emoji, which I haven't found. Well done, Sarah. Thank you, Carrie. See, it's an evolution of techniques that we pass on to, to stitches. Yes, that's very good. And so it makes so much sense, right? And so simple. Carrie, have I done it justice? So let me place this thread aside. Let me just quickly check. So we paused 3 hours there. So I'm going to make that demonstration as the last piece of excitement you're going to receive for this section, this session here. So it's 6 minutes close to midnight here in London. Here, time flies, time flies. Let me just come to the chat and have a little look. Nikki says, so I bought 3 charts, mini dry flowers, quilting room, max colors. Is that from Kim as well? A mini the old craft room that is from Marchetti, Carol Marchetti. Great choices, Nikki. These pieces are beautiful. And yes, John says, Nikki, you're amazing. I crossed the cross country. No, cross planet, Janet. You need to term it. The terminology it counts, okay? It's not cross planet now. She says, I love your channel. Nikki's got a channel, YouTube channel. Oh, she's been watching Nikki since she first started. I love seeing the Grand Library come together. You know, Nikki, I started this channel probably about 3 months ago. Nikki was the first one that came on live with me to chat with me. And she was also the first one that made the first comment. I always remember on this channel. And she was always also the first one joining my Facebook group. So big round of applause for Nikki. I can't find the emoji, but you know, you get the idea. So, you know, that's why I have not banished her out of this chat, you know, try to challenge me to do extreme cross country. So I have a lot of time for Nikki, unfortunately. So you can stay, Nikki, you can stay. Yes, a lot of trophies for everybody. Yes, go visit Nikki's channel. She does like whip parade type of thing, talk about her work. So if you're curious, go for it. Jan says, hey, is this sweet shop for LaSalle this Saturday? Yes, this coming Saturday, 26th of July. So yes, it's only Tuesday. You still have time to get the material ready and come with us. Come for a ride, whether you cross planner stitching or not. Yes, it's Nikki Stitchy. Oh, it's on sale. Yes, yes. It's sale is in Stitch Along, and also it's on sale on Heaven and Earth, the pattern. There, I think the current sale is going to go on for multiple days, and oh, Susan come up with the emoji tips for emoji to find the trophy. I haven't found it yet. She says, go to emoji, go to the basketball symbol. Is that where? Oh, that's where it is, the sports section. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Now, so let me zoom out a little bit and do a recap for you for what I've done today. So today, no extreme cross-planet stitching, but we did a solid session for this, from minimum stitches to maximum. Let me zoom in one more time. And let me bring up my app here in full view. So here, so this is the area I'm working on. This about 9 block worth of space, and let me zoom out just to see, so you know where in relations of the whole piece. And also, why don't I just zoom out all the way to show you the entirety of the space I'll be working on at some point. Hang on, I just accidentally marked a whole bunch of stitches. So, okay, here. So this is the regular size Heaven and Earth, but it's max colors, okay? And so this is why I'm not bad at all. And let me just tap to the stats here. If you look at the upper left there, I move forward a little bit, okay? 13.73%. Double digit is always better than single digit. So that's where I am. And let me just pause my little sprint timer there. So today I managed. Nikki, look away, okay? I don't want you to fall off your chair looking at my accomplishment here. Today I completed a grand total of 154 stitches. Everyone, round of applause, everyone. Yay! For Yogi, yes. So this is my stitch count today after 3 hours. And but I'm chatting as well, you know, there's a bit of a distraction there. I know that we did a little looky on the Facebook group as well, so that's my excuses. And so here, let me switch back. Let me just bring the full view of this beautiful pattern on this one. This is our stitch along on Saturday, okay? Or any piece from Amy Stewart. But let me bring up this little cake shop here. Where are you, little cake shop? It's absolutely beautiful. Sweet shop. I keep going back to the sweet shop. Little cake shop, come with me. Yes, here. Whoop. There. Oh, look at this beautiful thing. It's just a picture of happiness, eternal happiness. So if you look up to the upper left there, there's a little blue sort of little plate on the wall, like a decoration. That's where I am right now. And so I have a little bit to go. I can't wait to get to all the cupcakes and all the yummy items toward the center there. This is going to be a fun ride. It's going to be a fun ride. And let me switch back, zoom out a little bit here. Thank you, everyone. You're so generous. I know 156 is no small feat, you know. And so from here, let me look at the time. It's just 1 minute past midnight here in the peaceful little town called London. And I can't wait to come back for another session with you here. And I hope wherever you are, if you're still on your Tuesday afternoon, evening, lucky you. And I hope you have the beautiful rest of the day and keep stitching. And we'll come back and do it again. So from here, from London, Yogi signing out. Night-night, everyone. Night-night. Come join us on the Facebook group. Nighty-night. Bye, everyone.